Welcome to Keeping It 100 High School Sports, Oklahoma High School Sports. How you doing this evening, Big E?
I'm doing great. Tony, how about yourself?
Man, I can't complain. It is a Sunday afternoon. I'm getting to hang out with you and talk high school sports.
Oh, yeah.
I've been up this morning, got to see a little basketball. Got to give a shout-out to my daughter, Zoe, and the select team. They won the championship.
Oh, yeah.
That's great deal, baby. Way to go. Here we go.
Way to go, Zoe.
Hey, week 1 is in the books.
Yep.
District play has started. Right now, everybody is fighting to get to a playoff spot. Yep. So tell me some of the games that you got a chance to, look back from week 1 in district.
Man, I've been saying it. I'm a Choctaw guy, and I know.
Here you go with these yellow jackets.
I know.
Every week it's the yellow jackets. Talk about your jackets. They had a big win.
I know. I bet y'all at home are all getting tired of it as well. But beating Booker T, they're one of those top teams year in and year out with 682. They get the win against Booker T. That's big. But Booker T's not really looking as good as they have been in the past years.
Man,
really.
I tell you right now, and I'm going to keep it 100, and that's what we do. We keep it 100 on Oklahoma High School Sports. People are saying Booker T secondary is all getting recruited, D1 prospect. I'm going to scratch my head, and I'm going to look at the camera. Who is evaluating these young men? And I'm not trying to knock them, but, man, RJ ran open all night long. It's 4th and 25. They've thrown the two guys all night, Terrell Davis and RJ.
Right.
The two receivers didn't catch one ball. And guess what? If I'm Booker T's coach, who you think I'm going to cover?
Gonna have to cover somebody. RJ?
Okay. I'm going to look at RJ first.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to look at number 8. I'm just telling you right now, man, it's just a big win for the Jackets. I'm not going to be no hater or nothing like that, but big win. I thought offense and defense both played great. Great job still taking him down as a young sophomore QB.
Oh, yeah. That was a big game for him.
Big game.
And then also a little running back, Latrell Ray.
Latrell, that kid is the real deal.
He's the truth. He's only a sophomore, little guy. He's quick, though.
I'll tell you right now, and I'm going to get off this Choctaw bandwagon, talk about him every week because I want nobody to think I'm a homer. But I'm going to tell you this, that Deshaun Brown, he better start getting some looks. The kid's a real deal at defensive end. If he don't jump off sides, now I'm going to tell you that.
No. He was in the backfield all night, man.
All night. But if the kid can stay from jumping off sides, I'll tell you right now, hey, somebody's going to pick him up. He's a good ball player.
Oh, yeah.
But, hey, one of the games I'm kind of excited about, I keep telling you, everybody, Josh Norman and the sophomore SaberCats got the win over Moore.
Yep.
In overtime. That's big time.
That is big.
Time.
That is big time.
I tell you that, Josh got a great staff. He got a bunch of great guys around when it plays, he played Division I football, played some college and some pro ball, and it's kind of helped his game in teaching these young men as sophomore. I think they didn't win no games last year. Now they're coming back. They got the first win in district.
First win in district play. Right.
We got a couple guests tonight. Everybody know we're going to have Cobe crew. We're going to have the outstanding,
quarterback with Bishop McGuinness, Luke Tarman.
Luke's the real deal.
Yep.
I mean, I've got to get to talk to the kid the last couple of days. I tell you something that's crazy. But one thing before, we get into that, I kind of want to talk about, Bishop McGuinness. They got the big win over Lod Nike, 56-34. Before Bishop get a showdown with them big Titans here in a couple of weeks.
Yep.
The Titans got to go take care of business because who they got coming to town?
Bigsby.
Woo-wee. Amy Russell. There's one. I'm going to give it to you now. Hey, you got two of the best teams in 5A and 6A coming to clashing here in Midwest City, Oklahoma.
That's going to be a game.
That's going to be a game.
Yes.
Hey, that's going to be a great game. But I'll tell you another thing. Those Mighty Bombers, I tell you, they got a good win over Lawton.
Yep.
They go up and go 34-9. QB 10 Irvin has 2 big touchdown passes to the Oklahoma State commit, Mikael Smith.
Yeah.
The kid's outstanding on offense and defense. But I tell you, the kid I really, really like for the Bombers is a kid, his last name is Friday, and he gets to play football on a what?
On a Friday.
On a Friday night. There's nothing like that. But his name is, like I said, Mr. Friday. He's done pretty good. I mean, as far as running the ball and, playing defense, he had an interception, took him for a touchdown. Great things by him. But we got 2 special guests tonight. We're going to start the first guest off. It's going to be Cobe Crew, the Colorado outstanding wide receiver and DB. Yep. Kid's a great athlete, from football and track. Played some basketball, but he'll be our first guest tonight. But after we come back, we'll have him on the phone with us. But we're going to give a little shout-out to some of our sponsors.
Oh, yeah. So we got Linex
Linex,
Yeah.
Eric Sanford.
Yep. And then we got proactive protection.
Protection. Hey, some of these schools probably need to go check them out because a lot of these schools are getting canceled. They might need to go see our
Yep. Proactive protection.
We got JC Farm out of here in Luther, Oklahoma. His favorite line is "Great yoke for you country folks." You can't go wrong with that.
Can't go wrong with
Fresh
that.
eggs out of Luther. You know, we got who else we got?
Man.
We got our man Bobby Lewis.
Yep.
Probably one of the nicest insurance guys around. He does a lot for Choctaw football. Bobby's a great guy. He got a new building going up there here in Choctaw on 15th and Choctaw. So shout out to Bobby Lewis.
We got Warren Cleaning hooked
Warren
us up
Cleaning
with
hooked
these.
us up. Warren Cleaning hooked us up. But folks, we'll be right back and we'll have Cobe Crew on the line. Thank you. Welcome back to Oklahoma High School Sports, keeping it 100. Our special guest tonight is Cobe Crew, the outstanding receiver from Carl Albert, wide receiver DB. How you doing tonight, Cobe?
I'm doing good. What about yourself?
I can't complain, man. It's great to have you on the show. I know you guys had a game, a long drive up to Guyman, Oklahoma. How did that go?
Oh, it went well. Very well. I think we all played good. Even the backups played good. The whole team's good.
Well, those are the type of games you want to get everybody in. Everybody's excited, especially making that long drive, that, 5-hour drive.
Yeah.
I mean, that's when you want to try to get everybody in and keep your starters healthy. But, Cobe, we found out some great news before we get going on your big interview. You guys got somebody very special coming to town. Can you tell me a little bit about it?
Oh, Bigsby, yeah. We're very excited about it. We're ready to play.
Hey,
top
Cobe.
team against top team.
Hey, I tell you right now, Cobe, I wish I was in high school again because I would love to suit up and play. You know, you got the best 5A and the best 6A.
I'm going to go a step further. I'm going to say Bixby's the best team in Oklahoma.
Oh, no. Now, we ain't going to get into the debate right now because we're going to let Cobe have his minute. But I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be a great game, Cobe, you know, to see you guys hook up with Bigsby. Like I said, the best of 5A and the best of 6A hooking up next Friday night over at Carl Albert Stadium. Should be a good time. But, Cobe, let's get going. So tell us a little bit about yourself. When did you start playing football?
I started playing when I was 5 years old.
That's cool. So, it's like what teams did you play for?
When I was in Little League, I played with Middle Sea Tigers. I played quarterback, running back, DB. And then in middle school, went to Carl Albert. And then I played quarterback my freshman year. And then I got moved my sophomore year to not seventh grade year. I played quarterback and then moved to wide receiver and DB. And then when we get to high school, I started playing wide receiver DB, and then they seen my talent in special teams, so I started playing that too.
Man, Cobe, that's good that you're an all-around athlete. You can play multiple positions for the Titans and help them in many different ways. And I know your special teams is something very special that you do a lot. So kind of tell the listeners that don't know about Cobe Crew that what do you do on special teams that's so special?
It's just the ability for, when I block PATs, I have the ability to get back there fast.
Yeah.
Faster than pretty much anybody, I think.
Yeah, I remember seeing that highlight last year in the state championship game. You took that kick right out of the air and ran it back for a touchdown. That was probably one of the best plays from high school football in Oklahoma last year. That was just amazing to watch.
And also with that, Cobe, you're doing blocking that. You also changed the whole game around. The momentum was kind of going Bishop's way, and then you made that block and ran it back. Hey, the whole moment went back to Carl Albert, so that's a great job of doing that, Cobe. I mean, you're very special, like I said, to be on special teams and be able to play receiver and play, DB. What are some of the other sports you played, out your career in junior high school, or little league?
Since I started high school, I started playing basketball and track all the way to my sophomore year. But then I started focusing on football because that's the one I want to make it in.
Oh, that's cool, Cobe. I mean, that's good that, like you said, you got to get yourself set up that, hey, you want to make it in football. So while we're talking about that, what are some of the things that, you want to do next year, when you do go to college? Are you plan on playing more DB in college, or you want to play receiver, or you want to be a special teams guy? What do you want to do at the next level when you go to college?
I really want to play wide receiver, but it's really whatever position they want me to play or where I can fit best to help the team.
So, just like you said, you want to kind of play wide receiver. I mean, have you kind of set some goals for yourself this year as a wide receiver, like far as catches, touchdowns, and yards? I mean, have you kind of set a goal that you have set for yourself for this season?
I really want to get at least try to get 15 touchdowns this season.
How many you sitting at right now?
Sitting at 2.
Oh, we got to get with Big Ben. Hey, Ben got to start spreading the ball around a little bit more. Well, hey, I know we still got about 7 more games to go, but we got to get the ball in your hands a little bit more. If you're looking to get 15, because I would love for you to get that goal. What I mean, as far as receptions, you got a number set on receptions too.
No, no, I don't really got the yards.
Well, I mean, like I said, you go talk to Big Ben. We had him on this show last week, and he talked about you a little bit, but you need to get in Big Ben's ear and say, hey, Ben Harris, I need some more catches. I'm trying to get, 15 touchdowns. I'm sitting at 2, so, we need 13 more, baby. And I'd love to see you get about 50, 60, receptions this year, even 1,000 yards, because that's what these college coaches are going to look at. They're going to look at what you're going to put up. It's all about your numbers, man. I mean, you got the height. You're about a 6'2" kid, 185. You got the perfect size. You look at some of the kids around you that's getting recruited, Chase Jackson over at Choctaw. You're looking at the McHale kid over at Midway City, I mean, they're putting up a decent number. Even though Chase is hurt, he put up last year over 1,300 yards, 15 touchdowns. Got him some, a lot of D1 offers. And you're probably a little bit bigger than Chase. So you probably, like I said, you probably just need to get in Big Ben's ear and kind of talk to him. Well, Cobe, tell me a little bit about this ring for 5. Everybody's talking about the ring for 5. Explain to me what that's all about.
I mean, there's nothing else to it. I mean, we can be the 4th team in Oklahoma to go 5 in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, so, is that one of y'all's goals y'all got set?
Yes. It's at the very top. Always. We can be the first team to do it twice.
Well, Cobe, you kind of sound a little different because you already kind of got, 3 rings in, football and a ring for state championship in track. So you're probably looking for more of 6 rings. Or 5 rings, or however you want to call it. You're not looking for 5. You're looking for number 6. So, going back to it, so, tell us a little bit about your grades. I mean, have you, I know you've taken ACT, talking to your mother, but, what kind of student are you in the classroom? Because that's the most important thing.
I'm a leader. I'm a leader inside the classroom. I'm a 4.0 student. I always sit in the front row of the classroom, and I'm always trying to help other students around me be better at and do their grades too to keep them up.
Well, that's good, Cobe. I mean, that's really good because Big E's right here. He's in school, man. We just got through talking just a minute ago. He got to go home and write some papers. Not only is he doing keeping it 100 high school sports this afternoon, but when he gets done, he's going to go take care of business in the classroom too. So, Cobe, tell me what's one of your biggest games you had so far in your high school career?
These games, probably my sophomore year against Dale City, because that was probably my first time actually being in the varsity game, in the varsity level, and then an OT catching overtime pass and blocking the field goal. Kind of intense moment for me.
That's big. I mean, that's being a sophomore and having ice water in the vein, man. Stepping up in the big time, catching the pass, then blocking the PAT. That's big time. So, Cobe, like this, do you have any schools that you're looking at, or any schools that's kind of talking to you at this time?
Yeah, I've been in contact with Army and Kansas State, but due to Corona and stuff, it slowed down a lot. But I also got invited to rivals camps, college camps, and unofficial visits.
Oh, that's cool though.
Corona stopped that too.
That's real good. I tell you right now, K-State is a school that I'm probably talking to because they own the Sooners. So,
man.
Hey, I hate to say that, Sooner fans, but that's keeping it 100. Hey, K-State owns the Sooners. But, Cobe, I am going to make a prediction, though. If you guys can go beat Bixby and you beat Dell City and you beat Mirror City, I want a little sponsor. I want a little bit of money out of this. You guys can go get some T-shirts made and say, "Who's your daddy in 6A?" Because you guys will be everybody's daddy in 6A. And that's me keeping it 100 because, hey, if you can go knock off Bixby, you knocked off Midway City, and you knocked off Dell City, guess what? You guys own 5A and 6A. But what do you think, man? We're going to have Luke on this show here in a little bit. What do you think here in a couple weeks? I know you can't really look ahead, but what do you think about you and Bishop McGuinness hooking up here in the next couple weeks? So that's usually the district championship. So you guys have been in their way from winning the championship, and right now it seems like they're on fire, man. I mean, so what do you think about the Bishop McGuinness?
It's just going to be a good game. Can't really tell how it is right now, but we have been beating them every year, so it's going to be a good game.
Yeah, it's going to be a great game. That's a game I'm going to try to come check out, and I'm going to try to come check you guys out Friday night because I tell you, it's a ticket that you don't want to miss to seeing one of the best 5A and the best 6A. Cobe, like I said, I appreciate you coming on the show, keeping it 100. And the best of luck for you. Like I said, you need to get busier and tell him, hey, I need a couple more catches.
Yeah.
And hopefully he can get you a couple more balls. But, hey, I tell you right now, I know this coming up Friday night, you'll be a guy that he's going to be looking for because Bigsby comes in really loaded, really good. And so, hey, if you can make some plays this Friday night, hey, that could make a big stand for you and college coaches that's looking at you. So, like I said, me and E appreciate you coming on board, keeping it 100 Oklahoma High School Sports. Hey, you have a great evening.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right, no problem. Folks, that's Cobe Crew, the outstanding, receiver DB for Carl Albert. You kind of listen to his numbers. I mean, he's a great sized kid. He's 6'2", 180.
Yep.
But it seems like he's not getting the touches, Z. I mean,
part of that is, what I know from watching quarterbacks is they find the open guy. So he's got to find ways to get open. And I know Ben will find him. Ben's just a great kid, great athlete. You watch him throughout the years. I know.
But, the kid is a state championship, in track. He's good size, man. So, and the kid's a 3-year starter, as you can see.
Yep.
He's already caught some big touchdowns for him at a younger age. He's done, like you said, you talked about the blocking, the extra point.
Blocking PATs. I think that's one of those things that kind of gets swept under the rug. I mean, if you got a guy that can get off the edge and block field goals, that's huge. Man,
it's kind of you scratch, like I said, scratch my head on this one because the kid got good size, and you look at the kids around him in the metro that's getting recruited, and he hasn't really got no offers. And I mean, Army and K-State are great offers, but
right.
I think he's going to put up some more big numbers to get there.
Absolutely.
And another thing, the kid's cousin plays for Oklahoma State. Archie Sherman. He was a walk-on. He started off at Southwestern, and he went to Oklahoma State, and now he's on scholarship. So the bloodline runs of football.
It's in the blood.
It's in the blood. I mean, his little cousin is playing, with him too in the secondary. So Raven. But I just tell you though, I like to see the kid because the kid is a good kid.
Yeah.
4.0 student.
Yeah.
He's
that's
gonna
always
pass
good.
he's gonna pass his ACT.
Right.
But I was wondering, I mean, we about to get Big Ben to call us. Hey, look at my man a little bit more. Cobe Crew.
Throw it up to the Crews, man.
That's it. Hey, say that one more time. I like that.
Throw it up to the Crews.
Throw it up to the Crews. But folks, we'll be coming right back. We got another special guest, and we're gonna talk about week 5's big games coming up. And there's some good games coming up, but I'll just tell you right now, what we do here is keep it 100 high school sports. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Keep It at 100 High School Sports. Oklahoma style, baby, is what we do it.
Yep.
Me and my man Big E's coming back. We got another special guest tonight, Mr. Luke.
Mr. Luke Tarman, quarterback for Bishop McGuinness.
How you doing tonight, Luke?
I'm doing good.
That's good. It's good to have you on the show, Luke. One of the things I got to say before we get started on this, man, one of the writers wrote about you saying you're a physical and explosive, and you bring it every game. And that's funny to hear them say that about a QB. So that's pretty amazing for somebody to say that about you. So can you tell us a little bit of how your Friday night went?
It went good last Friday night. It was definitely, we might underestimate him just a little bit on the way down there. We started slow, but we definitely picked it up and finished the game off.
Luke, I love that you just said that. You know why?
Why?
Because you kept it 100, baby. And that's what it's all about, Luke.
Yeah.
Keeping it 100 on 100 Oklahoma High School Sports, baby. I love it. So tell me a little bit about your numbers.
Went for rush for 6 TDs, threw for 1.
Rushing for 6
I
TDs.
just decided I wanted to get it over with, get out of there. So
Hey, I've talked it on one of my podcasts before, and I'm not trying to hate on the town of Lawton, but Lawton's one of them ugly trips, man. I mean, it's like you don't see nothing. It's dark, and you come into town, and everybody seems like they're mad at each other. And, man, you're right about that. You want to get in and get out. Well, Luke, like I said, we're glad to have you on this show, man. And I know you guys got to take care of Woodward here this week. Then you got CA coming to town.
Yep.
But, Big E, hey, ask him what's going on.
Yeah, man. Growing up in Little League, did you always play quarterback? Was that always in your blood? You just always born with that quarterback ability?
So in 3rd grade, I played running back, and then after a couple games, my dad was my head coach. He moved me to quarterback, so I've been playing ever since then.
All right, sweet.
Yeah.
How did I know you were young, but playing a little bit of running back, does any of that kind of help out with your quarterback? You had 6 rushing touchdowns. That's kind of crazy to hear when a quarterback having 6 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah, definitely. Especially since my freshman year, our offensive coordinator moved me around. So I've played every position in our offense. So definitely it's helpful being able to play multiple different things. So
right, yeah.
Now, your brother played at Bishop McGuinness too, right? He was kind of there with Nick, right? Did they kind of share some time in the backfield?
Yes, yeah.
Now, was you there when your brother was there too? Did you guys get to play with each other?
That was my cousin.
Oh, I'm sorry, your cousin.
Was,
I'm sorry, my fault. I know you
I
related
missed him
to
by 1 year, yeah.
Okay, I know he was a pretty good track star. I watched him run track, man, and I tell you, the guy can get up and run, man, and it seems like it just runs in the bloodline, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like it.
All right. With you being one of the better quarterbacks in the state, what kind of schools are looking at you? Who are you talking to? What's one of those schools that you're kind of waiting on?
I have an offer from SWASU.
Okay.
I got that in the summer, and then recently I've been talking to Hawaii a little bit, and that's really.
I would love to go play college ball in Hawaii.
And UCO.
Yeah.
So those two have been keeping in contact with me a little bit. So
that's good to hear.
That's pretty amazing. Have Hawaii, man. Luke, when you go on that visit, hey, make sure you take us with you. We'll tote your bags around for you, Big Luke. Hey, we'll take care of you on that. So that's pretty nice, though, man. But Luke, I know it's one of the things that you've always had this one team in your way, and you face off with them. And like I said, you got to take care of Woodward first, but you got this one team in your way, and you guys probably hate talking about them, but you know who they are. They're coming up in 2 weeks. It's the mighty, mighty Titans. How do you feel? It's your last year. Did you get to face them? What are you thinking?
Oh, they're gonna bring it every night. So it's could be my last shot at them. So I'm gonna give it definitely everything I have. That's for sure.
Well, Luke, a lot of people in the Mid-Dale area is kind of mad at me, especially one young lady, Amy Russell, and she keeps giving me a little bit of hey, because I picked Carl Albert to lose 3 games, and I'm gonna tell you right now, they're gonna lose one this Friday night to Bigsby. Bigsby's going to beat them up. And guess what? They're going to roll in town to Bishop McGuinness. And you guys going to beat them up. So that's going to be 2 losses, Luke. So that kind of makes me happy. So you can knock them off here. Then you can knock them off in the championship. How about that, Luke?
That sounds like a plan to me.
Well, I'm going to catch a lot of grief from that, though. So I'll just tell you, man, kind of following you the last few years, man, and seeing some of the things you've done is amazing. I know you're related to Cooper Falk, man. I got a chance to coach him in baseball. And, like I said, the family line of, athletic runs really, really deep. And, like I said, man, you're a great young man, and just kind of listen to a lot of the beat writers talk about you. You've done some great stuff, man. So I hope everything kind of pans out for you for the best because, like I said, is your goal to play quarterback at the next level? Or are you going to play wherever they put you at? What's kind of your goal on that?
Really just, whatever anybody needs me to do is kind of my goal, just as long as I'm getting to play somewhere.
It's the right mindset to have, man. Just whatever gets you out on the field and can help the team win.
Yep.
So tell me this, what's it going to take for you guys to win the gold ball this year, though?
I think our defense is really coming along. We're going to get a couple players back on offense in the next few weeks. And I think once we start developing our passing game, we're really going to start clicking and taking off. So I think that's really the key for us is develop our passing game.
That's good. What would you kind of set your game as? Are you more like a Johnny, football guy, or are you more of a scrambler, more of a runner, or more of a passer? What do you look at yourself?
Definitely more of a scrambler. I'm trying to take those next steps though, for sure, to becoming a much better passer, because I think that's what we really, really need. And teams in the past that have been really successful, obviously we don't have the same guy in the backfield for us that we did last year.
Right.
So becoming a better passer has been my goal all summer, all season, reading defenses, taking advantage of things that they're giving me pre-snap. So that's been my biggest goal. I think that's what's going to take us over the top.
You kind of made the comment earlier that your dad was your coach. Do you and him sit down and watch a lot of game films of the up-and-coming opponents that you face each week, or he kind of sits back and be dad now?
Yeah, he's always giving me advice on things he sees. We definitely, I'll come home after games on Fridays and we'll talk about just about every single play that I just played. So he's definitely always giving me advice.
Yeah, that's always a good relationship to have, though. Even playing the quarterback position, there's always something new to learn. Because as you're seeing it right now, the quarterback position keeps developing, and just like you said, you're more of a scrambler, and that's kind of what it's going towards. You look at college, you look at NFL. They want the scramblers.
Jackson's kind of put it on there. Watson knows a lot of those guys, man. Kyler Murphy. Luke, you're standing with like 6 foot, 6'1", and that's a good deal.
6'1", yeah.
6'1", and that's good though, Luke, because those smaller quarterbacks like a Baker Mayfield and a Kyler Murray, it's kind of set you guys up. These shorter guys, because hey, I have short kids, so I'm not gonna hate on short people. 'Cause I have short kids too, and I'm not saying you're short. But I think one thing that I've been kind of looking at, even in college, man, I think sometimes college coaches and recruiters get so caught up on size and not the kid's ability.
Yep.
Like you scored 6 touchdowns. That's crazy.
Right.
In 5A football, against a good live night team that has some athletes, to score 6 touchdowns is incredible. And, you should have people knocking on your door to trying to get you to come sign right now. And if K-State or Southwestern or UCO do get you, hey, they're going to get a good ball player because, like I said, you got the IQ. I think a lot of people are recruiting guys are just because they can jump or they're athletic, but recruit a guy that has an IQ of football. And I think a lot of college coaches are getting away from that, and I know you might feel the same.
Yeah, it's definitely frustrating sometimes. Feel like, I'm doing things just as good as a lot of these other guys with offers, but, I'm just trying to be patient. So,
Well, that's the key. That's the key.
Yeah, keep your head down and keep working, man. They'll come.
I got to ask you one more question, though. One more question, because you guys kind of snuck that one game in, the Booker T game. How did you feel after that win? Because that's a big-time win, and we talked about it last week on our show.
Oh, it was for sure a confidence booster, that's for sure. Going into the game, our whole thing was, matching their intensity because we knew they were going to bring it, and we ended up, setting the bar of the intensity level, and I think that was big time, and it really all started with our offensive line. They came and they got after it and opened up a lot of holes for me, so, and then we got rolling, so it was good.
So what's your 40 time, man, if you don't mind me asking, because it seems like you can get up and go.
I ran a 4.7, I think, at the beginning of this summer.
It's not bad.
Man, ain't no way you ran no 4.7. I'm going to take that. You're sitting here now. You're not keeping it 100. You probably ran a 4.445. Man, if you're leaving people like that with 6 touchdowns, Booker T, Lod Knight, a bunch of good athletes, and you're scoring 6 touchdowns and having the numbers you're putting up, man, I guarantee you that clock that you ran with was probably broke, so you might need to go get clocked again, So, Luke, me and Big E is excited to have you on the show, man. And like I said, it's good to come on Keeping It 100. And our job is we're trying to get kids promoted that's not getting all the promotion like some of these other guys and get their names out there. Not saying your name's out there because it is. I follow you a lot on Twitter. But, hey, the more exposed you can get and people can see who you are, the better it's going to help you in your recruiting. So I appreciate you coming on Keeping It 100 High School Sports.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you guys for having me. I love the show.
All right, man. Appreciate it, man. To everybody at Bishop McGuinness, good luck, man. Take care of Woodward. And I want to see you guys knock off them CA Titans.
All right.
Thanks, brother. Have a good one.
All right, you too.
All right, bye-bye. So what do you think, Big E?
Man, dude's got personality. He's a good kid. He sounds like a good kid.
I tell you, man, for a kid to go to Bishop McGuinness, you got to be smart.
Yeah.
Because you ain't sending no Bishop McGuinness just because, he can't play.
Right.
And the funny thing about Bishop McGuinness, they lose their starting tailback to Oklahoma State.
Yep.
And this guy picks up the slack. And guess what?
As a quarterback. He's a quarterback, and he getting,
6
they're not getting the same production out as a running back, but the quarterback steps up there. He has 6 rushing touchdowns.
6 rushing touchdowns.
As a quarterback.
He threw for 183 yards.
Yeah.
With a touchdown. It's just amazing to see what this young man's doing. I know we had Ben on the show last week, and you got these guys knocking it off in 2 weeks. Man, I'm telling you, that's going to be
quite the quarterback battle.
I'm telling you right now, everybody's talking about that Bigsby Carl Albert game, but I'm going to tell you right now that Bishop McGuinness and Carl Albert game is going to come down to who wants it more. And I'll tell you, you know how it is when your big brothers beat you up and beat you up and beat you up. Eventually, what's going to happen?
they're going to start retaliating. They're going to come back, and they're going to fight like hell.
And I tell you right now, Bishop McGuinness, and I'm calling it right now on this Sunday afternoon, Bishop McGuinness is going to knock off Carl Albert. You heard it first here on Keeping It 100 High School Sports. What do you think?
I ain't going to
Come on now.
jump too far into the future. I'll see what Carl Albert does against Bixby.
Come on, E. Come on, E. Come on,
then
ride with me one time. It's like you always
I'll
going against me when it goes to Carl Albert. I talk about
Because,
your
okay,
Jackets
here's
a
the
little
thing.
bit. Talk to me.
Carl Albert just finds ways to win. We have said this multiple times. Carl Albert finds ways to win. And, I think this will be this game coming up this week, Bixby, Carl Albert, this is going to be the statement maker right here. If Carl Albert can go up there and beat Bixby, which
They coming here. They coming here.
Oh yeah, they're coming here. If they can beat Bixby in their house, if they can beat Bixby at home, I think they're they're gonna run with it and they're gonna win out the whole season.
E, you really think Carl Albert's gonna beat Bixby?
I'm not saying
Bixby are putting.
We'll talk about that later once we get to our picks.
Okay. When you get me excited, because I'm telling you right now, Bixby is kind of like a video game machine.
Yeah.
They're gonna put up numbers.
They're gonna
Carl
put up
Albert
numbers.
has that passing game. It's okay. You just heard my man Cobe Crew. They better get the ball to Cobe. They want to score some points. And that's keeping it 100.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Russell's good, but Bixby's going to come. You got to keep up score to score. Carl Albert like to grind and pound with the two big backs.
I'm not saying that it's
But I'm just going to tell you, Bixby's going to shut that down. But I know we got to go to commercials and come back, but I'm just telling you, man, we're going to get deep in this because I'm telling you, Bixby is going to run through Carl Albert. That's keeping it 100. What do you think?
Man, I think it'll be I don't think it'll be as beat down as you think it will be. I think they'll keep it close. I mean, really, I'd have Bixby winning the game, but I think it'll be close.
Man. Well, let's take a commercial. We'll come right back, and we'll give a shout out to some of our sponsors real quick, and then we'll get back and, go to this week's prediction, and we can talk about your Bixby Carl Albert game. We'll be right back, keeping it 100 high school sports. I'd like to give a shout out to OKC.
Linex.
Yep, Linex. If you need something fixed up, go see my man Eric Sanford. He'll take care of you. Hey, JC Farm, the best eggs in Luther, Oklahoma.
Might have to try me some of those eggs.
You know why? Because they're good for the old country folks. That's what he said. The best yolk for the country folks.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with that. You got to give it up to my man Bobby Lewis, one of the best insurance agents here in Oklahoma, State Farm, baby. Go see my man Bobby Lewis. Hey, you need some paint work done, who you need to look at to?
Cherokee Painting.
Cherokee Painting, baby. They're going to take care of you. And who hooked us up on this nice gear?
Warren Washington.
Warren Washington. Yeah. But I tell you, though, some of these schools, it's been shut down for COVID. They need to go see who?
Proactive Protect.
They're going to help you get rid of some of that COVID. But here we go. Welcome back to Oklahoma High School Sports, keeping it 100. Here we are. We're going to talk about this week's game, the road to the gold ball, week 2 of district play. We got some big games coming up. What's some of the games you see coming up, Big E, that you like this week?
That I like? We got Stillwater versus Dell City.
Hey, and let me tell you something about that real quick, E.
What about it?
Stillwater is putting up numbers like Madden 21.
Yeah.
Dell City sitting at home for the last 2 weeks, ain't played.
Yep.
They probably need to go get a little spray done from them for who? One of our sponsors.
Proactive Protect.
They need to go spray that school down because these guys are taking days off. They haven't played in 2 weeks, and Stillwater's going to come in town, and you're going to try to get with them after you ain't played in 2 weeks, and the number Stillwater? Come on now. I'm predicting Stillwater will win.
No doubt in my mind that Stillwater's winning this game. They lose their quarterback, Gundy. They lose one of their receivers, Anthony Bland. They both graduated. They're both playing in college, and there is no drop-off.
No drop-off. The numbers they're putting up. I'll tell you a school that I've been really keeping my eye on is Collinville. Let me get it right. Collinville.
Yeah.
They are doing some big things in 5A.
Yeah.
They're going to take on a big 6A2 team.
What was it? They put up some points last week.
They put up some points, and that's what I'm talking about. I know we're talking about Carl Albert, we're talking about Bishop McGuinness and Piedmont, but you can't forget about Collinsville because they're doing some big things too.
Oh, yeah.
And they're going to go play Sapulpa this week, and they're going to go play a big boy, so we're going to see how they do.
Oh, yeah.
Like you said, you talked about Dell City and Stillwater. Like I said, I'm going to take Stillwater in that.
Yep.
Hey, what about your boys Broken Arrow and Jinx?
Yeah, Broken Arrow Jinx. I was kind of high on Broken Arrow beginning when we started talking about this season, but I don't know. They lost that one game. Who was it that they lost to, man? They lost
You
to,
know who they lost to?
It was
they lost to
Owasso.
They lost to
Owasso. That's
Owasso.
Owasso, probably the best team in 6A1 right now. You know, they got Jinx coming this week. I got Jinx winning this game.
I got Jinx winning this game, too. They both come in 2-1. They both kind of, I know Jinx was shut down last week. Broken Nose been shut down.
Yep.
You know, and that's kind of tough when you get shut down. That's something we need to talk about real quick, too.
Oh, yeah.
That Oklahoma City shut all their activities down. Public City shut all their activity down. When do you think it's going to happen in the Mid-Dale? You think that's going to happen, or you think they're going to keep on rolling?
Man, I really hope not. I really hope not.
I know a lot of these other teams don't hope not to because they're winning some big games. But, you know, it's kind of wide open. But one of the schools I'm going to give a big shout-out to is it's 4A Hera. Hera went 0-10 last year.
Yep.
They've already won 2 games this year. Had a big win last week against 2.
That was Classen.
At Classen.
Yeah.
I mean, beat them pretty good.
56 to
14.
Yeah.
Ooh-wee. But I got to give it up to Chris, Coach Chris. I mean, I've talked to him about coming on the show. He's all about it, man. So we need to have him on the show because this guy was assistant coach last year, went 0-10, and he got him this year. You know, already got 2 wins. I mean, it's more than last year.
Yep.
And that's pretty good to do that, you know. And it's good to see a team that didn't win no ball games. It's already got a couple wins this year. So those guys are probably high, you know, rolling ready to go into, week 5 and try to get another district win. And that's what it's all about, winning that district game because right now you're playing for what? Seeding. You're playing for seeding right now. 3A, man, it's kind of wide open. You got Stingler, you got Lincoln Christian. You know, they're the top of the teams that are big, 3A. Yep. They're both still undefeated. You know, it's kind of hard to pick one of those teams. I think Lincoln Christian has always found a way to get there, get to the state championship.
Yep.
2A, man, I'll tell you this. The Bethel Wildcats, what happened to them last week?
Man, they got beat down.
They got beat down too, you know. And guess what? It don't get no better this week because you got Washington coming in town, undefeated. So
they got that Ethan Downs kid committed to OU over there at Washington.
Ooh-wee. Hey, I tell you right now, Washington does good stuff with their programs, from girls basketball to softball to football to whatever sport they do. They do a real good job of getting those kids good. I mean, I don't know if they're getting kids from Norman or getting kids from the Moore area, but Washington does a good job, man. Their indoor facility for football is amazing. I've been over a couple of times to, catch some footballs with the boys, but they do a great job with their facilities. So it's good to see, like I said, Washington's a great program that's doing great things. So it's kind of crazy, like I said, I think 2A is kind of loaded because, like I said, we kind of talked about Washington, but then you still got Jones, and you got Frederick, and you got Oklahoma Christian, and then you got the Antler Bearcats. I mean, all these teams, anybody can win that district, and I tell you, it's kind of crazy, though, but, who else you looking at this week, that you seen that you kind of like and
Man, we got to talking about that Carl Albert Bixby game earlier.
Man, I thought we've already talked about that, but we're going to get deep in this. Amy Russell's going to be really mad at me. She ain't going to want to watch the show no more, keeping it 100 high school sports. But, hey, that's okay because, I mean, what do you think? You got the 2 best teams in 5A. I mean, you got the best team in 5A and the best team in 6A. And so you really think Carl Albert can knock these guys off?
I don't think they'll knock them off. I do have Bixby winning the game, but Carl Albert's definitely gonna keep it close. They got that championship mentality, that championship style
you're 100
program.
on that. You're 100 on that.
And that's gonna show. That's gonna show in this game. I really do believe so.
But Bixby has won it since they started 6A2.
I get that.
5 out of 6 years, they got winning potentials over.
Yeah,
they know how to win.
They do. But
Jinx is like. I mean, Bixby's like Jinx, the old Jinx of 6A football. Bixby came at them in a small 6A. Man, they put up numbers week in and week out. They lose somebody and they find somebody else to step up. Their quarterback's a 4-year starter. Their running backs is he started as a freshman. Now he's just a junior. One of the Presley boys, and the kid can get up and run. And the kid's probably favorite best sport is probably track. His brother's at Oklahoma State. I ain't seen him touch the field yet, but the kid is man, I'm telling you. It's hard to tackle, and I know Carl Albert got the 2-headed monster with Hunt and Brazil. So, but I mean, Ben's gonna, he's gonna get a lot of pressure. He's gonna get a lot of pressure because they're gonna bring it to you. They're not gonna slow down, and they're not gonna say, "Oh, we're up by 40. We're gonna let up on the brakes." They're gonna keep because they're gonna let you know. They're not gonna let no 5A team come.
That's right.
Beat up on them, and then they're gonna get laughed at because I mean they're one of the better teams in 6A. and then they would go compete in 6A too if you put them in 6A too. So
Yeah.
it's kind of crazy though. But I tell you though, the craziest thing is a lot of these teams are still canceling, and it scares me. Are they gonna be able to finish the season?
Yeah.
Westmore hasn't played in a while. Like I said, Delsey's been off for 2 weeks.
Yep.
You know, I mean, you get all these cancellations, but you know, it's good to see some of these teams winning. But you know what? When you don't get to practice and you don't get to play, it's hard to get that groove, man. You know, when you
Yeah.
start getting that groove, it's hard to get it.
Yeah, it's hard. You know, we saw that with some of the teams beginning. I mean, you know, they got game cancellations. They're having to sit out of practice, and it shows when it's time for them to actually step onto the field. But yeah, I mean, hopefully we get all this situated and they can get it all worked out, and then no more. I don't know, man.
It's going to be tough, though, man. I really do. I think it's going to be tough to finish the season when you're shutting down Putnam City and you're shutting down Oklahoma City schools. You know, what do? Do you say, hey, you guys play, and everybody else don't get to play? Because at the end of the day, you're shuffling these games, kind of like the Bigsby Call Arbor game. Somebody had not to have a cancellation because you're a district now.
Yeah.
We don't have breaks to a district.
So does
time.
that game count towards a district game? Or?
It's not going to count. It's going to just count towards a football game. I don't know how they're going to do that. That's
Yeah, yeah.
that we need to do our research on and find
Yeah.
out how they're going to get the points and, you know, who's going to get home field advantage. Because I tell you right now, I know you talk about your Jackets, but they kind of set a big statement right now, winning that game up in Booker T because, hey, that's gonna secure them. They can win out and maybe just lose to Bigsby. They're going to finish number 2 in district.
Yeah.
But I tell you, though, I'm going to tell you real quick.
What you got, Tony?
They're going to finish number 2 in district, but guess who you're going to have to face?
Bixby.
No, you're going to have to face a Midwest City. You're going to have to face a Dell City. You're going to have to face a Putnam City North. You're going to have to face a Stillwater.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
those some loaded teams.
Yeah,
on
that's
the
some
other
loaded
side.
teams.
You know, I know they got out of that district and went over to this other district. Yeah, you're going to finish number 2 in your district, but you got to go play one of them big boys over there.
Yeah.
And I tell you, watching Midwest City, man, they look pretty good. And I'm going to get back on my Bombers, train a little bit. They look pretty good. If Irving could not turn the ball over, they're going to do some big things.
Yeah.
They really are. But I tell you, the team that really shocks me a lot is PC North.
Oh, yeah.
They're putting up big numbers.
Yeah, I did not expect that from BC North this year.
No, they lost their starting quarterback, man, and they have not fell off. But it's crazy, like I said. Well, good job on some of these teams winning week 1, but you got to go take care of business in District 2,
Yep.
I mean, second week of being in district, you got to go take care of that. Any closing thoughts, Big E, before we get out of here?
I don't got really anything to say.
You always got to have something good to say. It's Sunday afternoon. We get to hang out on Keeping It 100. Your hair's looking good. You're looking good. So, I mean, what we got to close the thoughts out. Tell the people, what we might have coming up in the next few weeks.
Next few weeks, I mean, we're always going to hit each week with the recap and our picks as of next week. Going to have some interviews. I'm going to try to set up some of those this next week. We'll get that on Twitter, Instagram.
Hey,
we're going to have on the show.
That's a great deal. Yeah. You can follow you on what? Tell me your Twitter account.
Yeah,
baby.
follow me on Twitter at Ethan_Z_Davis. It's a little bit of a mouthful, sorry, but you go follow me on Twitter.
I love it. Hey, you can follow me at High Keeping, and listen to me, folks. If you have anything to say about me and E and Keeping It 100, keep it real with us.
Oh, yeah.
We want to know what we're doing good, what we're doing bad, because, hey.
I got thick skin.
Hey, that's it. We got
Bring
thick
it at
skin
me.
because we're going to talk about
Yeah.
you. We're going to talk about your team. And, I'm going to tell you one thing before we close the thought. When you have a football game and you win a game, act like you've been there.
Yep.
You should expect to win. Don't need to be posting stuff. Just go out and win the ball game. Take care of business.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
when you lose, you need to post the same stuff.
Nope.
If you lose, you need to post the same stuff as if you win.
Yep.
So go out there and have fun. Enjoy it, man, because I'm telling you, you're in week 5 right now. You got 5 more weeks, and guess what? It's all over. You're in the real world just like us.
Yeah.
So we
Goes
like
by
to thank everybody, again, for listening to and watching.
Keeping It 100 High School Sports.
Thank you. Have a great evening.